Finally, a long-term save I can sink my teeth into. It's Palermo. I'm in the Serie C of Italy, and I have to bring this club back to some kind of glory. That club has some history, and I can't wait for the old Juve rivalry. Yes, I've already started the story of Palermo on Daljit's Moments. That's my YouTube live streaming channel. I did that as a surprise for the crew. And well, now on this channel, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring these live streams, but in a different format. I'm going to pick and choose those elements that are worth showing in a shorter form. And I plan to do that with Palermo. And I plan to do that because this is actually the first episode of the series. We're jump starting right into it. We're going to talk about the club. We're going to talk about how it set things up. And more importantly, there's something about doing long-term saves where my strategy is a bit different, especially when it comes to developing the players. Just to explain the situation, we have something like 24 leagues loaded. Our detail level is, yes, it's very selective so that I can speed things along. It takes me about an hour to holiday mode an entire season on these kind of settings. We've got about 150,000 players in the database, so it should be a lot of fun. The squad that we have is a pretty interesting squad because there are quite a number of lone players. I have a kind of an embargo in the first season because I've frozen transfers, so I can't transfer anybody in. The only window we'll be able to use is the winter transfer window. We've got quite a number of loan players from quite a few clubs, but this one stands out for me because he actually is a loan signing, and Matteo Brunori is already firing up quite a few goals. If I'm looking at player performance now, this is where I do things differently in a long-term save as opposed to a stream. Now, when I'm doing a long-term save, I normally spend a lot of time looking at the players. Now, he has been performing phenomenally for us. He's an outlier in the whole league. He's literally scores a goal every game. But in terms of creating chances for the rest of his team, this is an area of weakness for him because he comes deep to get the ball. I'm using that in a tactic where I placed him as a poacher. Now, when you play a role as a poacher, what the poachers normally do is they look behind for the pass, right? So they look for players nearby. So I'm expecting him to drop into this pocket once in a while. But when he drops into this pocket, we need him to pass the ball. His passing numbers haven't been fantastic, even though his goal scoring numbers have been phenomenal. So what we've done with him is I've gone into training and I asked him to work on his passings. Now, this is something I'll do for every single player. I will go through every single player, look for whatever needs some fine tweaking in them. So here we've got Giuseppe Fella. Giuseppe's general performance has been fantastic. Now, this is a player who does get into goal scoring positions, but what I'm looking for him more is creation because I want him to be creating more and more chances, and he's got a lot of flair. So I'm looking for him to get into the final third, right? This boy's got a lot of flair and he's been linking up passes very, very well, but we want him to work on that side of the game even more. So this is how we apply it to each and every one of these players. When I go to him, he's supposed to link up play. He's supposed to, be a nuisance from deeper areas of the pitch. So I'm looking at his player performances. In terms of creativity, key passes, still only 0.81. We want to get this number up. So what I've done with him is I'm actually getting him to work on his agility and balance so he stays on his feet and doesn't lose the ball when he twists and turns. So for each and every one of these players, I take a look at the tactic, see the role they are playing. Then I analyze the reports and see maybe they need something extra in training for them to improve their game. A big part of this tactic was built around this boy, Eduardo Soleri, who's supposed to be a white target man, but he's kind of injured. And then hopefully I can give this boy a run out and see whether he can score his second goal. So we're basically playing against a 4-3-3. I'm looking at this team. I'm not too worried about them going forward. Those fullbacks are not going to bomb down the flanks at the earliest opportunity. And they got two inverted wingers. They're largely depending on this one guy to score most of the goals with two box-to-box moving up and down. What I plan to do is to actually bust through the middle. We got wide target forward. I'm not going to change the role simply because the player is injured. He's not exactly as good as the other player, but he still has some jumping range. Now, Floriano is not 100%, so I won't be able to use him. I'm going to actually give Volante a run out. Then we've got Luperini. I'm hoping that this new box-to-box role is going to be good for him. Then we got Anchorman De Rose, who's also my captain. He plays brilliantly. He's been doing quite well, even though he's got play short, simple passes. I'm expecting him to link up play. And this is one role I change. Sometimes I play inverted wingback, sometimes I play a wingback. And, I've got a soft spot for Soma because he reminds me of a childhood friend of mine whose name was actually Soma. Once again, we leave things to the ass man. I'm looking at all these players to decide how we're going to funnel the play. I'm looking for players with low composure, agility, and balance, and these are the ones I'm definitely going to do something about. Kevin Magri, composure, agility, and balance. If he makes a mistake, I want my boys on him. I want to get to the line now. Okay, so we're going to do low crosses instead of mixed crosses. Back to the anchor man. Out to the no-nonsense central defender. De Rose looks for passing options. Soma moves inside. Perota, De Rose, Luperini. We're keeping it sensibly Italian in terms of our passing. Soma now tries to dance his way around the defender. Felici, we are taking our time, but we haven't gotten the ball into the back of the net. Marconi is on a yellow card. No, Valente, he's off an injury. I hope he doesn't get injured again. Luperini, Perota brings the ball, looks for options. The poacher finds Fella, Felici, the white argument, brings the other players into play. Here we go again. What a ball forward. You gotta love the no-nonsense central defender. And we've done enough. We're playing against a 4-3-3 again. So we're going to start the same way. But I think their 4-3-3 is actually a bit different from the one we just faced. Inverted winger, AP, ball, winning midfielder, DM. Again, I'm going to try and go through the middle. The moment I see two wingbacks, I want to go through the middle. We're going to counter press. I'm going to play slightly higher up the pitch. Nope. Okay, we got some players I don't want to target. Agility and balance is weak. First touch is weak. He's got composure. No trigger press him as well. Foggia versus Palermo. This should be interesting. The press is doing well. Lanzini takes that ball down beautifully. The keeper goes long. Felici's out there. He heads it down to Silipo. Silipo, he has to buy time. Gets the ball back. Finds the Rose. The Rose finds Soma. Felici slides it to the glory. What a goal. What a sweet, sweet goal. That's the football we love to see. Drip them through the center. Soma to Felici, that's the run. That was trying to get. Brilliant. And we're getting a lot of these high XG chances for our striker. I started to look at my players and have to remember that some of these players can't play for 90 minutes. Okay, good. Felici now finds that Soma 1-2 buckle my shoe, you beautiful thing, you. Silipo slips the ball. Oi, what a goal! We have done it. What a brilliant second goal. Foggia are being torn apart by mighty Palermo. What a ball from Silipo to Felici. Felici finds the inside forward. The inside forward makes absolutely no mistake. Oh, he's turning and turning. Floriano to De Rose to Lanzini to Perota. Perota looks long. He's there. That was the pass we want him to play. De Rose. Oh, Lanzini. Perota, there we go again. The defenders are getting very annoyed. Sleep. Felici is through. Felici squares in front. One of those brilliant goals. Oh my God. Foggia getting torn apart. They don't know what's hitting them. Look at this. Slipo slips the ball through. Felici says, I'm going to square this. You better get on the end of this. Floriano says, thank you very much. We are bringing on Giacomo Corona. Can't bring any more substitutes on. Okay, that's it. Brilliant. Yes. That's the heart. Look at that. The guy fumbled the ball and the boy snapped in. The trigger press is working. The rose. It's a goal. Matteo Brunori. Oh my goodness. Foggia. No. They are. Foggia. Oh my goodness. Valente. Rosa de Rose comes in. The anchor. That is the anchor man. Okay. Okay, now we don't want to counter press anymore because we're already very tired. Look at that. Yeah, we'll carry on playing like this. Okay. And most likely, I'm going to dial things down. Yeah, we're going to go to the most defensive of. Yes. There's no need now. The light intensity. Brunori hammers it into the wall. Luperini to Valente. Valente goes dancing in. Ladies and gentlemen, Palermo, for the first time this season, have scored more than 3 goals. What a goal from Valente. He literally danced around the defense. We're going into very defensive. I'm bringing the intensity down all the way. Gonna bring the tempo down all the way. And we're gonna hit the time wasting. Luperini goes long. Yeah, there's no ambition now in our game. We might concede 1 goal, but I rather not have any more injuries. Okay, Peterman, Roca, they got through, and Fluffadufficus has struck the house. Okay, we can't. Yeah, I'm worried about this. If my son comes in and sees those heart conditions, he's going to say those players are dying. We are top of the table for a very, very short time. Let's go for the post. But hey, these are my love saves, so I will attend the press conference. Yes, we've got the Italian Football Daily, the Italian Football Post, the Italian Football whatever, and One Football. Wow, One Football has showed up. Let's start the press conference. That result takes Palermo top of the league. Why negative? Although Avellino have a game in hand, you must be pleased with that. It gives us a platform to grace a positive atmosphere. Hopefully, we can take an optimistic approach going forward. Oh, forget it. I don't think it matters a great deal right now. We're focusing on each game as it comes, correct? That was a really impressive victory. Some managers might look to give the team a rest from training. Is that something you'll do? I believe, it's not as simple as that. But they all know how appreciative. Just because you play well doesn't mean we should start resting on our laurels. I believe you can't achieve anything without working hard. You must be delighted with such an emphatic win. The game is over. What did you think about Roberto Floriano refusing to celebrate after scoring? Not how he likes. They are more important. Okay, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm sure. Okay, it's not my business what he does. How long? Now I'm wondering why I showed up for the press conference. How long do you think Palermo can stay unbeaten? Can it really last? What is wrong with you? It's only going to get tougher from here, man, you stupid idiot. Matteo Felici picked up the Player of the Match award. There is a white target, man. Without a Player of the Match award for your side today, how did you rate his performance? It was a good performance, but it's important for him to play like this all the time. No, he's a good player. He was a good player. What are the chances of Matteo Brunori becoming a permanent member of the squad? I would love to add him to the squad. We'd like to keep him, but it's easier said than done. It's very unlikely. I think it's definitely. I would love to add him to the squad. Please. He's the only goal scorer we have. You never see me doing press conferences, even on the stream. You saw my first press conference of Football Manager 22 right here. I was actually kind of happy that you managed to get to see how the tactic is supposed to play. I mean, I am expecting Inside for to score a lot of goals coming in. The white argument plays a big part in that. And the poacher is brilliant, man. He's been scoring a lot of goals for us. And our next couple of matches, I'm going to be playing them here, there, and then on streams as well. And along the way, I'm going to cherry pick interesting stories that I can tell you. Because I think that it's important that the key moments of these saves are brought to you. So I wanted to share with you how I looked at player performances the coach reports generate player performance reports, right? And I use those to fine tune their training. Now, the training doesn't necessarily improve the player, it improves the attributes needed for him to perform the job. And in turn, that might improve his performances on the pitch. Now, of course, those attributes don't improve overnight. So, this is like a long term goal. The next snapshot I'll take of these players is probably maybe I expect attributes to go up in 6 months, right? So, I'm expecting to look at those boys again in come November. Maybe no, sorry, not November. I expect to look at those boys again, probably late February. Then I'll do another evaluation to see how they're doing, because then I will have a better perspective of what I have to work with next season as well. It's still early days. I don't know how far we're gonna go, whether we're gonna get promoted in the first season or not. But I definitely want to see if I can bring them into the Serie A as quickly as possible, because I can't wait to play against Juventus. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show and you found it, interesting. If you have any questions, please pop in and ask me. You will find me streaming these saves on YouTube's Daljit's Moments on Mondays and Fridays. And if you are keen, pop in, enjoy the save with me. You guys stay safe. Once again, I want to thank you for your support. Take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.